Well, what do you guys got for some of these minor league notes? I know we were kind of talking last week about some names, and it looks like you kind of have some more names in there this week.
Yeah, and I mean, some of this I hate to ramble, but I do think it's cool. And like last week, we brought up Tyler Schlafer, and how well he's been doing in the Cubs organization. He was a Homewood Flossmoor grad. One of the assistants at the time, Kevin Coe, ends up seeing what we posted, texts me. He's like, "Hey, like, giving me a little more info on this because a lot of this I'm doing off the top of my head, but like." HF that year, they ended up losing in the sectional final to Pravi, but they also had Isaiah Coupe on that team. Ends up going to Ohio State. Isaiah Coupe was a future gamer for us. Um, and he's in pro ball right now. This year he was hurt a little bit, but like I went back and looked at his numbers last year in 2024 and they were crazy good. Just in pro ball, when you see strikeout numbers like this, he threw 86 innings pitched and he struck out 119 guys. Like that to me just jumps off the page as this guy's got dynamic stuff. He was a left-handed arm. So I thought that was really, really cool. And that was one of, HF's most successful teams they've had and, ever since I've been doing this probably. Um, Coach McCarthy was there at the time. He's now at Lincoln Way East. But yeah, Kevin Coe was a part of that staff. And I really appreciated him reaching out and like giving me some more info because that's what like we want to get it right. We want to put out as much quality, true information as possible. And Isaiah Coupe, I kind of forgot, about like, dang, he was on that team too. So I thought that was really cool. Another guy, Ryan Smith, was at Nazareth, 2021 grad. Kind of a part of like their ascension these last couple of years of being, pretty much state final contenders every year. Ends up going to UIC, gets drafted out of UIC. I think his velo shot up there in college as well. He was drafted in the ninth round by the Astros. He had a 3.13 ERA when I looked it up, 54 innings pitched, 56 Ks. Bright future there for Ryan. Drake Fellows was a guy that we hadn't really talked about. Caught my eye, and then as I'm digging into Drake, like looking at this stuff, he was a 2016 grad. Like I said, went to JCA, ends up going to Vanderbilt, gets drafted in the sixth round by the Padres out of Vanderbilt. I think now he's with Pittsburgh, but he's in AAA. He's a step away from the big leagues. Had 19 starts, 112 innings pitched, gave up 110 hits, 94 strikeouts. Like that's a guy I'm gonna just keep my eye on in case he gets a call up to the big leagues. But as I'm digging into the 2016 class, like it was really, really good. And that's almost 10 years ago. I started here in 2015, in the summer of 15. So those 2016 grads were seniors when I started. So like I got just a brief glimpse of really getting to know these guys. But like Cooper Johnson, he's still in pro ball. He was our number one ranked 2016 at the time. Went to Carmel Catholic, Old Miss. He was like the best defensive catcher I had seen. In my years of like coaching, getting into scouting, it was as big league catcher as it gets in high school. And I think when we discussed like player of the year this year, guys, for high school, and we're looking at all of the different options. Like you had Jaden Fauski, you had Enzo Infelice, you had Brandon Shannon, you had Josh Holst, and then you had Quinn Shambo, and I'm probably missing a guy or two. But like a huge part of why Quinn Shambo to me deserved player of the year was what that Libertyville pitching staff did, but how good he was defensively. He was the best defensive catcher I've seen in Illinois since Cooper Johnson. Um, and man, I think that should go a long way in our player of the year selection. Like that's something that, everybody's always looking at the offensive numbers, which were great for him. He had 446, but like man, can that kid catch? And Cooper Johnson's still doing it in the minor leagues in AAA. He got called up early in the year, had 10 doubles, 6 home runs. But then digging into like the 2016 class more, like Tyler Fitzgerald, he was our number two ranked player. He's been in the big leagues with the Giants. And you go further down the list, like man, were there guys in that class? And I don't want to miss any. I'm sure I probably did, but like Brent Hedrick, Illinois State Gavin, I know you know that name well. Like makes it to the big leagues. He was our number 12 ranked player. And then you got Garrett Acton, who made the big leagues this year, like from Lamont. Coach Storacco, I think, put a tweet out that I saw, like taking a picture with him before the game. I didn't even, know Acton was still like climbing the ladder in the minor leagues. That blew me away. Michael Massey like Brother Rice, left-handed hitting second baseman, went to Illinois, now with the Royals. Like he's pretty much everyday second baseman for the Royals. Drew Milas from Belleville East went to Missouri State. He's been in the big leagues with the Nationals. John Rave, Gavin from Illinois State, another big leaguer coming out of there. Like really impressive stuff for me in the 2016 class. So that was just something that kind of stood out, and I wanted to bring up because we talk about like, hey, this class, one of the deeper classes, and yeah, we think that at the time, but like, man, time will tell how good a class is, and looking back at that, that deserved a shout out to me.
Drew, I speaking to Garrett Acton, I think I was a freshman in college maybe when he was at Illinois, and he was like their closer, and he was an absolute stud. I remember one of his last years at Illinois, and I used to like watch videos of him pitching all the time, and like try and replicate because I'm like I want to be like this is who I want to be like because I was like our back end reliever when I was at Sandburg, and I was like I want to be like Garrett Acton. Obviously, never happened for me, but I always loved watching his videos.
That's all. I'm sure he would love to hear that some high school, college player was out there wanting to be like him. That's super cool. Definitely, like you guys are different handedness.
Yes.
But so I'm guessing you're talking like the way he handled himself on the mound, which I think speaks a ton about him too. Like clearly he was probably a bulldog, ultra competitive. So no, that's cool to hear.